Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chain. So, market is giga nuked. Big liquidations. Biggest drawdown, at least sentiment-wise, I've seen to right here. FTX collapse. Literally reminds me of it. Every single thing going on. Altcoins just feel like they're dead, which, most of them are. Everything going on right now is crazy. But yeah, we're still only at 56K. This is what is absolutely wild to me about this market. I to say anyone fully predicted, again, we're up here, again, a dip, a shakeout, major dips like this, anyone can expect it, right? Chart could have went like this, bounced, trended up, and this has always been a fair case, right? Maybe this does something like this, bounce before it rips. But what I'm talking about is I just don't think people predicted how low altcoins would have gone in this span of time. Everything is down, insane. But at this point, when we got Mt. Gox, I don't know if they 100% started selling already or if they're going to start, but that fear is everywhere. I even just saw this this tweet. Mt. Gox starting the repayment, I guess this month. So when was this tweet? Yesterday? No, today, 1 a.m. Okay, so I guess they are going to start dumping this month. So that's definitely going to be affecting price, right? We had the literal German government paper handing their Bitcoin. I don't know what they're doing. They gotta wake up. German government paper handing their precious Bitcoins. Oh my god. I don't know what's going on anymore. This market is something else, guys. But like I said, what I've been kind of waiting for in this market is we got fear. Fear and blood in the streets. We got this fear and greed index at 29 right now. That is very good. And honestly, I think I can't say if and when there's going to be a bottom around 56K. If you guys look back at some of my old videos, around 56K was kind of my almost lowest target for Bitcoin if it were to drop. Because again, this has always been something on the cards. I've always wanted it to just continue to go up and up, right? But to have a pullback to 56K has been some of my lowest targets. And again, even from here though, it's hard to say. It's very hard to say, especially if we do actually have a ton of selling of Bitcoin over the next month here. We could see this fall into a mini channel for a little while, even though it's already been sitting for a couple months, right? But I still think that opportunity is everywhere in this market. We got a site called bitbo.io. They have a lot of different data. Like I said, we got the fear and greed at 29. A lot of this stuff is pretty interesting. I'm not going to go into anything here. There was as simple as the stock to flow. I think it was this chart. Just want to go into it, just show you guys something. And actually, while this loads too. Oh no, it wasn't this chart. But we got hash rate drawdown. This was wild, and this is why I brought up, reminds me of 2022 in a sense, sentiment wise, because we've had this drawdown even worse than the FTX crash right around that time when alts literally got obliterated after the end of a bull run, right? That's exactly what is happening here, except, again, we're still in the midst of a bull run. Very interesting stuff happening. You know, Obviously it's not good right now, and I just think the opportunity is still at play. you know, Call me delusional, call me whatever you want, guys. But again, when we are in extreme fear, this is what I've been waiting for in this market. Again, I did not expect alts to dump as low and hard as they have. But this kind of fear in the market is the best opportunity to just potentially be looking for entries. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research looking into stuff if you're thinking about getting in the market. But, we got gaming, AI, actual utility projects, utility coins at literal levels and lows that they were at almost in June, July, August, September last year. Many coins are already back down here. I've been looking heavily back into utility plays and a lot of gaming recently, actually. I think because gaming just has been so slept on. I feel like it had a little run, but it just has not had that run yet. And at some point, I still believe 100% that it will. I've been kind of figuring out a great, almost like a more so a strong lower cap gaming portfolio. Because I've talked about a few crypto gaming projects here and there. I've talked about a ton of AI, a few RWA. But I feel like for gaming, outside of Warped Games, I feel like I really haven't resonated so much with, a few real good gaming projects all around. Like I said, Warped is still like a gem of mine, still holding up for fairly well for what it is in this market. And I've really been trying to hone in on, just a few really good gaming coins that have a ton of opportunity. And on the channel soon, I will probably talk about that, just getting more in-depth with a few altcoins. But like I said, Warped Games is still pushing hard, chugging along. And of course, I think memes have already started to rebound here. In a video, whatever I talked about maybe a week, 2 weeks ago. Obviously MOG is holding very good strength even still through all this. We got lock-in. Like initially when I talked about it, it might have been a little lower from here. But I think lock-in is still a great gem. Chart does look really good. Just drawing this out earlier, literally an hour ago. I'm just saying, worst case, I think if this happens, maybe it does pull back, it bounces, continues to make lower highs, and probably just trends up. Again, that is best case scenario. If this is going to hold the trend. A lot of times altcoins will, they'll slowly make lower highs, but a support will hold and they'll just bounce. Maybe they'll fall out a little bit, and then eventually they run again if they have that strength. But I think either way, no matter what the chart does for lock-in, lots of room to grow over the next probably 2 months to 6-7 months, in my opinion. Initially I first talked about it around 1.8 million, not on the channel, but in the Discord I brought it up. Even for me, I'm literally feeling FOMO missing this coin. Even though 20 million, I still feel like it's a pretty good deal. In comparison, if you just wait, hold, even a few months, I think it'll be a lot higher than where it is now. But like I said, lock-in's definitely just to me, it's a solid culture coin. And we got Retardio as well. Retardio dip was eaten up very, very quickly today. This can load today. So still hovering around 40 million, just under 40 million right now. Like I said before, I really do think that Retardio is going to pull a MOG 2.0 with the chart. It's just accumulating. And I think eventually this chart is just going to have a huge run well past 100 million. Probably will, maybe it consolidates in between 100, 200 million, kind of bounces around in there on that first leg. That would be my guess, but that's kind of what I'm betting on for Retardio, which at current price, it's between a 3 to 6x. I could see it moving. Again, not tomorrow, not next week, but when Retardio itself decides to make that move, right? Again, in the current sentiment like this, excuse me, I can't personally just predict something's gonna pump literally tomorrow, outside of some of these brand new launches, But again, I'm usually not out here calling brand new launches. Those are just super high risk a lot of the times. But yeah, like I said, this video, I guess, I didn't really want to cover too many altcoins specifically yet. But again, when a market becomes filled with a ton of fear, guys, it's so easy to get carried away, and think that we're going to continue to go lower and lower and lower. People are probably thinking, oh my God, it's going to to 30K, 32K next, which, again, I don't want to be a super bear saying that it could happen, but it is on the cards. It's something potential. This market is something else, just from like the last 6 months in the market alone, we've just seen ridiculous moves up, ridiculous moves down, But guys, personally, again, I'm still bullish. I am still very bullish. We are still technically only, maybe 3 months out from the halving, 2.5 months out from the Bitcoin halving. And again, just based on previous data, we still have 6 to 12 months, if not more than that, of a bull run to experience. And based on the previous data, what has happened in the span from now into those 12 months, right? This has happened. The huge rip to the upside. In the previous cycle, what happened? The huge rip to the upside. And in this cycle, what do I personally expect? At least some sort of upside. Even if we bounce, we sit through August, we're still just chilling. Maybe it finally recovers. It comes back onto like some sort of support. Almost has like a triple bottom bounce here. Starts to run, starts to move. Maybe October into December into January. We're way back up, making new highs. Full euphoria again at the end of this year. Could be something like that, but that is kind of what I'm betting on in the market. That's what I've been saying all the way over here. That at some point, whether it was Bitcoin just went straight up from here, or we trended sideways, or we went down again, that is still what I'm betting on. But the opportunity is always when you think everything is over. When everyone around you is past the point of saying, you know what, I'm down a lot on my crypto. It's at the point where people are seriously believing that crypto might actually be completely over. That should be the bottom, right? And that's what I like to look for. Because honestly, I get emotional at times too looking at a lot of my portfolio, right? But like I say all the time, I keep the long-term goal in focus. That is the key to the success that, I'm aiming for the rest of the bull run, right? And all I see when I see red like this, yeah, we could go potentially a little lower. We could go to 20. If we go anything under 20, it's just, guys, yeah, I'm not a financial advisor, but jump into some really strong projects. When everyone thinks the literal world is ending, aka the crypto bubble is over, jump in. And then once we see this eventually back up at 80, 90, heavy in the green, just get out of the market. That is what we're going to be playing. That's this crypto game for you. In your head right now, a lot of you guys are probably screaming, like, why would I want to buy right now? Maybe certain coins are down 80, 90%, including literally NKI, bro. My favorite AI coin in the entire space is literally down bad. And I'm just shocked at how far down it's gone. But at the same time, I'm not even surprised because again, a lot of people in this market, they're very emotional investors and traders. Many of them try to come in for quick profits. They don't really trade. They don't know too much about the industry, right? So they're very quick to sell when they see red candles. And so that's definitely a part of why a lot of projects, continuously just decide to drop and drop. But also the sentiment around everything, kind of runs everything too. If the sentiment's super down bad, things are probably going to continue lower and lower and lower, until some major, major catalysts come on the downside where people are like, oh my God, all right, at this rate, crypto is literally over, and then that's when the fear kicks in for real. And that's usually when price decides to bottom out and reverse. Again, just like I was showing you guys with the hash rate, FTX collapsed what, late 2022. That was January, February, March, April, May, June, July, December, October, November, December. That was right around here. Bitcoin was in between 15 to 20K at that time. That signaled the bottom, huge just dumps. And again, keep in mind, this is just going from the peak bull run literally into a bear market. So that's why this price action is just scary looking. But as of right now, like I said, huge dump in the market just scared everyone. I think everyone thought crypto was legitimately over here in the middle of the bear market. The opportune entry point for the rest of the cycle, right? Even me personally, I wasn't even buying a lot of crypto down here at all. I waited for the most part until this general area in the span of time. But like I said, that's how I'm playing this game, guys. The lower this can go in the short term, I'm just going to be adding, really just looking at top projects that are holding up, getting rid of a lot of random coins and focusing on a lot of clear winners, and making some good calculated bets on, specifically crypto gaming, like I've said, and AI, memes, and even some Bitcoin DeFi right now, because Bitcoin DeFi is insanely undervalued currently. I think building real actual DeFi products on the mother chain is going to be still, I don't know, maybe even not this cycle it becomes, the super hype wave. Maybe it's next cycle, but I think like actual products built on Bitcoin itself is super bullish. So outside of that, guys, so I was gonna drink some water, but there's like nothing left. That's what I want to cover today. I'm probably gonna make a video in the next day or two, literally on just a bunch of coins that I'm looking to accumulate. Because in our Discord, I talk about right now there's like at least 6 to 8 that I want to be buying, but at the same time I don't want to spread myself too thin buying half the market right now just because it's down. I'm really just developing theses, whatever the word is, for each coin, and why I really like it, where I can see it going. And I will be making videos on a lot of that very soon. Because like I said, we could keep going lower. We definitely could keep going lower. It's something on the cards, but generally though, guys, if you looked at the Fear and Greed Index just over the span of time, when it was heavily in the green, it was all up here, right? You could have kind of sold if you had a lot of crypto you wanted to get out. you had a long time to be selling a lot of your altcoins. Literally, in between like at least a couple weeks when everything was up to about 2 to 3 months, right? But on the flip side, it's going to be the same thing. If you're worried about buying because things are going to go lower, again, we're still in the midst of a bull run. We still have about a year out just to see what, crypto has in store for us for the supposed 4-year cycle bull run, right? And for the fear and greed index, just very simple, it's going to be at these lows for a short period of time, and eventually, what is that fear and greed index going to do? It might go lower, it might sit around the red for a while, but at some point it's going to flip. It's going to go back into neutral, and then a little bit of the greed is going to kick in. It's going to go back up, and then up, and then up, and at some point, more than likely, it's going to be heavily in the green again at some point, and it might. Again, for the red, it might sit in this red for maybe another few weeks, maybe a month. But after that month's over, whatever Bitcoin does, maybe it does one more nuke down, comes back up, and decides to just start bouncing again. Or if this was the literal bottom, Bitcoin just, kind of trends, has a big leg up, kind of holds here, starts a bullish formation, right? It could do anything. But at some point, what I mean is like this little span of time, the fear is still probably going to be in the market for this amount of time. Whatever Bitcoin does, if it goes down and then back up, or if it just continues to trend down and sideways and eventually runs back up, it's not going to last in the fear forever. Just like down here, it's probably red for a while because obviously the price sat at least for a month or two down here until it started to get more bullish again, right? Probably flip neutral somewhere around here, then into more greed, something like that, right? So it's not going to be down like this forever. So keep that in mind. And like I said, I think at this point, even if things go lower, I think it's a great DCA time in the market when everyone and just people online think the entire market's about to just collapse and go to zero, right? So like I said, I'll probably make some individual videos over the next day or two talking about specific coins that I'm accumulating or just looking to accumulate. Because like I said, I'm honestly very indecisive as well. So for me to pick, one or two coins to go full size with you guys see my watch list. I watch, friggin' 50 coins a day, which again, I don't recommend anyone do that. If you have a watch list of 5 to 10 coins, that is literally perfect. That it's probably better than what I'm doing, and it's more than you need. But outside of that, like I said, I'll be dropping videos on a lot of different stuff because I think the opportunity is just back. If you missed your opportunity on a bunch of good coins that you wanted to get in, like even Tau, I think, outside, if their hack gets worse, I'd question it, but I know some hack, but they've been handling it very well. But I think this could be an opportunity for Tau specifically too, if you really believe in crypto AI, which personally I do. I think AI is going to come back, hit super hard in the market, have huge runs at some point. But outside of that, that's what I got for you guys today. And outside of that, I just said that twice, I will see you in the next video. So, thanks guys.